Hi there, it's Greg and Pat from NewEdge, and here we're to talk about Blackstone, the Evergreen winner, and tokenization. So a quick review of Blackstone's performance. Year to date, it's up about 17%. That's a really strong rebound after the big sell-off it had around the tariff concerns. And longer term, it's really just been a beast. It's up over 5 years, almost 270% as compared to the S&P 500 of about 100%. I'm going to turn it over to the original Blackstone bull, Pat Dwyer, to talk about why do we own Blackstone as a side bet.
We own a lot of Blackstone. It's been a really great stock. And the reason we own Blackstone is because Blackstone is really the scale player in the world of private equity. They're the largest alts manager. They have the best deal flow. They have real pricing power, and they flex it over the industry. And they're also very broadly diversified. They have an earnings engine, rising fee-related revenue from performance revenues, dividend strength continues to signal great confidence in their future. And their platform is extremely diversified. They have traditional private equity. They have real estate. They have credit, infrastructure. Wherever there is a huge secular trend, energy transition, data centers, logistics, Blackstone is there.
What's the first part of this thesis? It's the Evergreen alts thesis. And, we've talked about this a lot, but we strongly believe that perpetual, continuously raising vehicles that match investor demands for yield, stability, or access to less efficient markets are the winners. And it's long-term capital that's being invested in areas with structural tailwinds like aging and urbanization and infrastructure build-up. We just think this is a lower cost, more efficient vehicle. And Blackstone has been very early about developing funds to go on to this structure. And so we think this is a secular win.
Clearly, there are risks. Blackstone is a very volatile stock, much more volatile than the overall market, even though it's had much better performance over time. It's been an unpleasant ride, but a ride up nevertheless. Higher rates is a big risk for them because that means they use a lot of leverage in their business, and that means it costs them more, just like anybody in the real estate business is the way to think of it. Fundraising cycles can be bad. When you have bad fundraising cycles, the stock will really go down a lot because that basically signaling future earnings are going to be much lower, right? Private markets can also be way out of sync with public markets, which can be very upsetting to individuals. And lastly, you have policy risk. So every new administration, their tax breaks that they have, the special 20% carried interest capital gains deal is always on the chopping block.
So, I think you were early in seeing the benefits of the growth of the Evergreen structures. And I think the market has now sniffed that out because the fundraising has been good. But tokenization is something not everyone's talking about. And it's something you think is a big opportunity. Walk us through that.
I do. Tokenization, its basic form is think about making buying and selling private investments incredibly simple and cheap. That's what it's really going to do. Digital tokens, what they represent are real assets or claims, right? That's what a token does. Why does it matter? Because it's going to give much broader access to investors. If you have tokens, a lot less paperwork, regulatory issues will be resolved by a digital wallet. Fractional ownership is easy, faster settlement, potential secondary liquidity. Think about all the middlemen they're going to get stripped out and all the fees that'll come out of these things, making them even more attractive to investors. Why does Blackstone win? Well, they're the first to drive into this space. They have the best brand. They have the best compliance muscle. They have the best tech and legal resources. And they have an institutional pipeline to seed all these products credibly, just like they did. They created the Evergreen lane. They did it. And they're going to create a new lane in tokenization. And I think it's going to be incredible, all the places they're going to go with tokenization.
So that's another leg we have to look forward to in the story. So, the bottom line is Blackstone, it's really a levered bet on the secular growth of alternatives, plus a front row seat to tokenization. I would say it's very rare to find a company that has the size, scale, and brand of a Blackstone, but that's also willing to adopt and change quickly. And so that's a powerful combination, and that's why it stays on our side bets list. Even though it's done well, we think it will continue.
We're bullish.
Thank you.